So y'all know about the Brittany Renner situation, right? Got pregnant by an 18-year-old, trying to get a check. I'm going to ignore all of that. I'm going to ignore all of the shit just for the sake of a broader topic. When is someone going to pass a law for women having kids for money? Because it's not fair to the kids at all. It's not fair to the father who has just been used. It's just not fair to anyone. Like, it's illegal to sell people, to sell children. Is that not basically the same thing, like selling a child? Like, how much is this child worth that I can get money for it? Like, you know what I mean? It doesn't... And just imagine the type of bullying they finna get at school. Because if one of them type of kids was talking shit to me, I'm gonna be like, you only exist because your mom was broke. Your dad don't even like you. Every time he looks at you, he thinks about how much you cost. Like, it's just all around trash. So y'all know...
You know what else is all around trash? The fact that this is happening every damn day anyway. Okay, you want to talk about men getting dragged through divorce courts or child support and things like that, gentlemen. What is happening at the moment is that men are being absolutely gutted in a financial sense because of the government, by the way. You think that all of this child support money, you think that that's going directly to the child and not the mother? You think that these single mothers who enjoy partying on the weekend and going out and, being wild, you think that that money is going towards the kid? Not a chance. This stuff is already happening, okay? And you know who pays for it? The men are paying for it, and the kids are paying for it because the kids don't have a father figure in their life, and the dad's just getting financially ruined. But what is going on, guys? It is Taylor the Fiend back again with another response video. And on today's show, guys, we're going to be breaking down a couple of TikToks and having a look at a couple of stories. And in that first TikTok, guys, she actually she raised a good point there, which is a lot of women will actually have kids for the money, or girls might, for instance, by extension, get married for money. You see, these girls will lie for years at a time to get what they want. But anyway, guys, if you're new here, you're liking the videos, make sure you subscribe on your way in. Come and join the Discord link in the description if you haven't already. And as always, guys, if you would like to support the channel, the link to the Patreon is somewhere below. And gentlemen, just a fair warning, these these last couple of videos, my points might be off, the commentary might not be so fantastic. I am incredibly exhausted. I did squats yesterday and then deadlifts today, man, and I'm about ready for bed. But gentlemen, we're going to jump right back into this video. Actually, no, we're going to jump into the next one and maybe come back to this. But feel free to leave your comments as we go through, guys. Leave your thoughts and your personal experiences as well. I do try and read all your guys' comments, or at least as many as I can. The channels, we got a lot of guys over here at the moment, but it's important to share your experiences, guys, with each other, because a lot of men are learning this stuff now and a lot of men are waking up, and that's always fantastic to see. But we're going to jump into the second TikTok of today, and we might return to this one.
Women literally say out of their mouth, I hate all men. I have never heard a man say, I hate all women. Never in my 30 years of living. But anytime a man critiques a woman on anything, who hurt you, you must like men.
Yeah, and that's the way it goes. I don't watch much of Kevin Samuels, but I know that he gets that quite a lot. Right, the points that he makes, the rebuttals seem to often be, oh, well, you like dudes, or something to that effect, right? It's just, what they'll do, guys, is if you as a man have a problem in a relationship, or just have, a problem you'd like to address in general, to do with women, guys, you will get labeled with all this kind of crap. Who hurt you, And the funny part about it is, like, criticism is not all bad, okay? Like, I get guys come onto my channel and the 6 female viewers might make a recommendation every now and then, and they'll come on here and say, hey Taylor, I don't like this, or hey Taylor, I don't like that, and I don't care, man. Like, people are more than welcome to leave their criticism. Do I have to change it? And am I required to change anything? No. But the point is that not all criticism is there just to hurt your feelings, guys. You know what I mean? This whole culture of just getting upset over crap, it's like maybe people leave their opinions because they're actually trying to help you. You know what I mean? It's like, these girls want to say, oh, well, you're just being misogynistic. Maybe men are actually coming to you with their grievances because it affects the relationships that you have as well. See, what they want to view it as is, oh, well, it's just the men complaining, or they just don't like women. And before you know it, they'll be 30 and 40 living alone with cats and thinking, where are all the good men? The good men were trying to give you some helpful pointers. Like, you're welcome to not listen if you want, guys. Like, that's perfectly within your right. But these ladies out here, guys, they will be alone. They will be alone. You can go through the bad boys. You can crush guys' hearts all you want. But at the end of the day, you're the ones that are going to be alone. You got these guys going through these situations at the moment. We've got plenty of gentlemen in the comments who will tell you their stories. Okay, they're absolute pain-wrenching, heart-wrenching stories. Just completely butchered the words there, right? And you see these men who go through these things early and learn these things about women. Hell, even the guys who learn late, you can find peace, guys. Like this stuff. See, I've seen it all, man. It doesn't amaze me anymore. Honestly, it doesn't make me angry. I just sit here and laugh, guys. The men are going to be the ones that are walking out of the situation with a sense of peace. Because a lot of men, they look at this and they're like, you know what, screw this. I'm just going to go on my grind. So the men end up on the other side completely fine. Right? Just rolling in money, or, finding their peace some other way, whatever grind they got going on, whatever they care about. It's the women who end up alone and on medication with cats. So, it is what it is.
You must hate women. Like, you can tell somebody what they're doing is wrong, and I hate them. I can tell my kids what they're doing wrong when they're doing something wrong. I do not hate them.
Exactly. Because you're trying to help them. Right? It's like, not all criticism is negative, guys. Like, people might word criticism in poor ways, for sure, and it can come across quite rude, but that doesn't mean that at the end of the day they're not trying to help you out. You see, but a lot of people, guys, something I've noticed over the years, which is a really concerning trend, and obviously, like, I'm not immune to it either, but most people don't really care about solutions to the problems. Guys, like, nobody really, like, the thing about these videos, gentlemen, is, like, the solution to these videos is very simple. It's very simple, guys. Oftentimes it's just to walk away from situations that do not favor you. Okay? And, gentlemen, I would like to offer more pragmatic advice, but a lot of the times, like, people just aren't interested in hearing it. Like, we could sit on here and we could talk about, we could talk about obscure hobbies all we want. Okay? But a lot of the time, guys, it has to be emotionally relevant to people in order to get a message through. Okay, and the message that I really want to get across in this channel, guys, is a lot of this just comes down to self-respect. Okay, and I don't think that men are taught self-respect. I really don't. And I think a lot of that comes as well from the fact that men are just being forced out of the family unit, unfortunately. It's just hard to kind of push that message, really.
Actually love them. That's why I'm telling them that. Women tell us 24/7 what we doing wrong, how we can be better as men, how to be men. But the second we open up our mouth and tell them what they doing wrong, how they can be better women, we hate them. How?
Yeah, you see, he's absolutely right, guys. Like, he's absolutely right. I'm just gonna make a comment on this beard real quick. This is a wild beard, man. He's got to give it a bit of a bit of a trim. This beard reminds me of Steph is Cold's beard. I think Steph is Cold started trimming his beard recently, or shaping it better. But this is just a monster, isn't it? Goodness me. Anyway, distracted by the man's beard, but he's absolutely right. The thing is, a lot of these girls, guys, if you try and correct behavior, I'm sure many of you have been in relationships and stuff like that where you might try and correct the behavior, and what you'll realize is that you have to walk on eggshells to try and correct the behavior. You have to figure out a way to bring it up to her. You have to figure out a way, well, oh, I want to get this today, so I'm going to have to be nice to her or approach her, and hopefully she doesn't get mad at me. Man, screw that. Screw that. That disgusts me, man. Like, I mentioned this once on the channel before, but anytime a guy mentions to me, like, oh, I'm in the doghouse, or like I see a guy and he refers to it as I'm in the doghouse, the relationship is just completely doomed. It's just entirely backwards. There should be she should be concerned about going in your doghouse. That's the way it should be. Okay, and I don't say that because, oh, the women have to be this, the ones going in the doghouse. I say that because if you are not the leader in the relationship, guys, the relationship is more doomed than the than the typical relationship, right?
Hypocrites. Hypocrites. Like, y'all literally say, I hate all men. And then y'all proceed to tell us how we trash. And if we tell y'all something y'all doing wrong, we hate y'all. Women literally.
I mean, he's absolutely right. Like, I don't think there's much more to add to that, guys. It's like a lot of these spaces on the internet, gentlemen. Like, I don't make these videos to bash on women. I don't. I simply don't care. I don't care about what they've got going on in their lives, gentlemen. I don't care about their little social circles and their relationships they got going on and all the freaking like. I personally don't give a crap. I really don't. And a lot of this like is for guys to look at and go, oh well, wait a minute, I could just avoid this crap entirely. Or hell, we've got a lot of gentlemen actually in relationships over here, believe it or not. Which is kind of interesting. But gentlemen, we're going to jump into this story real quick, and it is titled "My Girlfriend Cheated Twice. What's New?" A 21-year-old male girlfriend who is 20 years old of 1.5 years cheated on me with her co-worker days before I was supposed to see her. In the days between the cheating and her telling me, she did tell me that she kept trying to see him. She called me and told me a week or so after it happened, and I immediately shut off the phone. The next day, I tried to break up with her. I'll never understand this sentence. I'll never get it, man. And we went back and forth on how she promises she'll earn back my trust, etc., etc. After a few days of not speaking to her, I reached out and said that I would like to talk for longer about the status of our relationship because I really care about her and don't want to just give up. Guys, I think Rollo Tomasi has brought this up a couple of times. I like to tune into his stuff every now and then. And, one of the things he mentioned, guys, which is really important, I feel, to understand is that relationships with girls, guys, they're not things that you want to sit down and you want to salvage. If there is an issue, guys, don't be sitting around trying to salvage it. It's often a lot better use of your time to go up and just find another girl. And I truly believe that, guys. I really do. Like, a lot of guys will try and fix relationships, and all you're doing is you're communicating to the girl that, hey, I can get past this disrespect. You can do it again, and I won't leave you. It's like with kids, right? Where what they'll do is they'll do something annoying just to see how you react, and then if you let them get away with it, then the behavior will get worse, right? I'm sure, like, if any of you guys have kids, you know what I'm talking about. Where what they'll do is they'll test you with the behavior. They'll do some poor behavior and then just to check. And you might think that, oh, well, she was super apologetic and everything like that. No. See, the message that you sent was that it was okay. This stuff isn't okay, gentlemen. You walk away. You don't fix this stuff. You get another girl. I don't care. But you don't sit here trying to break up with someone, going back and forth with them, and then reaching out to talk about the status of your relationship. None of that, guys. Just walk away, really. Anyway, she texted me saying that she had fun with him again after going to a party with her co-workers. She said she didn't think he'd be there, that she was super intoxicated, and that she wasn't that into it. I'm going to have to skip over that for the sake of YouTube. What do I do? Do I believe her? Is it right to break up with her if she was taken advantage of? How could I tell her what's true and what's not? How could I even tell, excuse me? Update, we broke up, but that shouldn't surprise anyone. Change can be scary, and I suppose a part of me didn't want to believe it. Thank you for that final push. That's always good to see. Always good to see. Like, when this kind of process, this will probably take him a few more situations of this before he finally gets it. But it's always good when the update is the fact that they broke up and he's not staying with them, guys. But I really wanted to show you as well. Let's just look at this comment, right? I just wanted to show you guys this real quick because this really connects to what the guy in the car was saying. Let's look at this. Let me scroll down slightly here. Blah, 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 blah. Let's look at this, okay? Honestly, it feels like she loves partying, and the partying life is more than your relationship. If I messed up and you shut off your phone, I knew you were upset. And now let's look at this. Cutting off complete communication is very immature, by the way. Please do not let people shame you. I'm going to switch cameras to say this one, boys, as I set up the next thing. But please do not let anyone, girls especially, are particularly guilty of this. Please do not let anyone try and shame you into being in situations, that are not good for you. I'm so sick of this stuff of like, oh yeah, well, if you were a real man, you would have stuck around. If you were a real man, you would have done this. If you were a real man, or that's really immature of you not to stick around. You see, what girls will do is they'll try and manipulate your boundaries to make you think you're going crazy and to try and say that your boundaries are you just being mean and insecure, or you're just being immature. No, maybe they're actually just healthy boundaries. But gentlemen, we got another story here to crack into today, and it is titled, My 32-year-old male girlfriend, who is a 26-year-old female, went out to dinner with a guy she met at the bar. We've been dating for 3 years. I recently had to move to another state for work about 60 days ago. The plan is for her to move down in the next month or two to be with me. Prior to this, we'd lived together for about 1.5 years. Last night, she stopped off at a bar on her way home from work, as she sometimes does. She ended up telling me that she was going to get tacos with an employee that works there. In fact, driving him to the restaurant as he didn't have a car. Gentlemen, this kind of crap is just huge red flags, really. What girls will do is they'll try and brush it off as if, oh yeah, the behavior's normal. Okay? And again, it ties back into the, oh well, if you don't like it, you're just insecure. I'm just going to get tacos with a guy. Okay, there's a reason why on this side of the internet, gentlemen, we will talk about when we talk about relationships and girls who want to have fun nights out and girls' nights out and do this kind of stuff. There's a reason why we say it's a red flag. That's because what they're doing is whenever they go to a bar, whenever they go to a club, what they're really doing is they're trying to attract a higher quality mate. I don't care what they say. I don't care if they say, well, I'm just going out with my friends because it's Stacy's birthday or whatever the case may be, or we're just going out because I'm bored and I feel so cooped up at home. I really don't care, guys. At the end of the day, what it is it's trying to secure more male attention that they can convert into a relationship if a good one turns out to be there. Hell, a lot of times they'll just have fun here and there, but what they're really looking to do, if they're with you and you are like a combination between like an attractive guy and a provider. What'll typically happen is the girl will not necessarily go out a girl will go out and seek short-term relationship fun with another guy if she knows that you're a beta and you have no self-respect. That's what she'll do. If she knows that you're somewhere in between, like you're naive, but you put this kind of faith in her, what she'll do is she'll look for a monkey branch, a guy who's kind of higher quality, and what she'll do is she won't necessarily cheat on you, but she'll just take some time and she'll kind of distance the relationship a bit. The relationship will end and then she'll be with another guy within a week. Or, you will know that she's been there in the relationship for as soon as your guys' relationship ends. But what she'll do is she'll pretend like they've only become official like 3 months later to make it look like she wasn't being a 304 in front of everyone. You see that? It's all about like maintaining the fact that she's trying to make herself look good. But anyway, let's continue. Blah, blah, blah. But I didn't hear from her for nearly 2 hours, during which I'd sent her a text, how's it going? So I finally hear from her, we're just talking, eating tacos. About 30 minutes later, she tells me, babe, we're at this bar now, we're just talking, different bar to where he works. I told her I was really uncomfortable with the situation, and she left quickly after that. She apologized and told me she shouldn't have done that. There's been an issue in the past with her texting guys that she met inappropriately. That doesn't factor into the situation. Yes, it does. But it does factor into how I feel about how she might be inclined to act given that history. It's bothering me. I certainly don't want to be controlling, but I don't think she'd be okay if the situation was reversed. I've always been relatively insecure and have been cheated on in a couple of past relationships, so I know I can have a tendency to overthink things. No, my friend, you have a tendency to underthink things. And I don't mean like you're in a stupid kind of way. I mean that you have a tendency to be naive about these things. You have a tendency to overlook them. Okay, and again, I'm not saying that to be rude, guys. It's like, you see how he's blaming his overthinking? We're going to come back to this in a second, okay? Should I bring this up to her tomorrow again to let her know how it's making me feel? Gentlemen, this whole overthinking things is like, what'll happen is guys will blame themselves, and guys are encouraged to blame themselves. Oh, you're just overthinking. You're just insecure. I get guys that'll come to this channel and AMS. If you guys aren't familiar with his content, Alpha Male Strategies, but he did a video one time, guys, where he was talking about men on his channel often talk about, well, AMS, or how do I get over trust issues? Gentlemen, in a lot of these situations, like, I wish that men had more trust issues. And I know that sounds backwards to say, but if you have trust issues, guys, it means that you actually have a clue. Okay, like you'll get guys out here, oh, well, my best friend who's a dude, he got with my girlfriend, or my girlfriend got with this guy, or this happened, or I saw someone else cheat. You see, trust issues, guys, as poison, as sucky as they are to have, it's like they do give you a certain amount of clarity. And I would much rather men be open to the truth than be hiding behind something and not really understanding what is going on. Gentlemen, I'm going to see if we have one last quick story to bring up before we end today's video. So hopefully this loads and we'll see what we've got going on. And we're just having a quick browse through. If you haven't checked it out, by the way, there's a great subreddit for all this kind of cringe called "Where Are All the Good Men?" And you already know how it goes. But we've got a dating profile right here, and I haven't even read it, but I know it's going to be a banger. So let's jump into it real quick. So this lady is. Do we have an age? No. Into cars, Pokemon, Disney, and tattoos. Disney and tattoos. Brown eyes, mixed hair color, average body, Catholic and Caucasian. If you play soccer or are disgusted in women dropping the C-bomb, please swipe left. Crappest excuse of a girl, but I look the part, question mark, question mark. No, I'm not kidding about soccer players. You are a different breed, I'm sure of it. I also have 3 kids. If that's a problem, please also make your way to the left. I mean, what an absolutely positive way to wrap up this show, guys, as we look at another dating profile. These are real profiles, by the way. These are not things that are made up. They're actual screenshots, which is, very sad to see. But it's always good to note that we've got these Catholic women out here with 3 children looking to have you, the man, come and swoop them up and save them from their self-inflicted situations. But guys, we're going to leave today's video there. As always, if you enjoyed, make sure you subscribe on your way out. Come and join the Discord link in the description if you haven't already. And as always, gentlemen, if you would like to support the channel, the link to the Patreon is below the video somewhere. So if you're looking to become a supporter of the channel, that's a fantastic way to do it. But guys, we're going to leave today's video there. As always, take care of yourselves, and I will see you boys in the next one. Peace.